Good morning and welcome on to this week's edition of our program Insight on the network of the Metropolitan Broadcasting Services Limited, owners of Impact Africa Television (IATV) and Impact Business Radio IBR 92.5 FM, your station of choice. On this program Insight, we try and look at the Nigerian nation, where we were in the past, where we are today, and where we project we should be in the future. We try to provide some answers to some of the issues that might have been bothering your mind, some of the issues that perhaps we should have resolved long ago, and some of the issues which you want us to resolve. My name is Adefemi Makadiro, and as usual, I have my colleague, Anoluwapo Moride, with me in the studio.
Thank you so much, Femi. It's another opportunity for us to interact about some of the problems rocking this country, and something fresh who is coming on board today. Relax, stay tuned, and of course, you get educated.
Okay, thank you, Anu. Before we go into the body of the program, let's take this as we go ahead.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey. To serve our father's land with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and mind, one nation bound
I was in primary 2 when Nigeria attained independence on October 1, 1960. It was a Saturday, and we students in various schools were drafted to the Liberty Stadium to cheer the dignitaries who came for the event. I remember seeing some of the ministers of the then Western region driving past into the Liberty Stadium in their gleaming black Chevrolet or Pontiac cars. It was a sight to behold. The joy in the air was contagious, and for us primary school students, even though we didn't understand the import of the event, we knew that something good was happening in Nigeria. Immediately after the ceremony at the Liberty Stadium, we returned to our schools, and we returned to our own school at Okeado Baptist Day School, where we were served generous portions of rice, fish, dodo, and vegetable stew with a bottle of soft drink to go with it. The food was packed in green plates, and we were given white spoons, although it was takeaway for us. And so from that day on, as young boys and girls, we had high hopes for this country. We had almost everything at our beck and call. Electricity as supplied by the then ECN was regular, and notices were given by the corporation whenever there was to be a blackout. Water supply was regular. We drank for the water that was supplied, that flowed from the taps in our homes. There were standby public taps around the city. The roads were well tarred, and standing at Mako Hall, you could see the well laid out streets of Okeado and Okebola here in Ibadan. For us children, we had the youth center at Oshosami, and open places for us to roll our tires, fly our kites, and play football. We crowded round the windows of the few affluent ones who had television sets, and we were there to watch. It was such an idyllic time for us as children. Oftentimes, we slept outside the house because of the heat. Our teachers in school were not only our teachers, but also our parents. They disciplined us appropriately, and we were afraid anytime they said they would report us to our parents. It was as if we were living in a dream world. Our leaders indeed were leaders. They lived amongst us. They did not abandon us for the GRA. They put in their best to lead us from the front. Chief Obafemi Awolowo had his house at Okebola, and as premier, he did not think of self. Even his children attended public schools. There was no major project cited in Ikenne, his hometown. Rather, he built industrial estates and housing estates in Ikeja and Bodija and other places. To him, government was and is to serve the common good. The free primary education scheme, the marketing board, the Liberty Stadium, the Cocoa House, WNTV, WNBS, and so many others. Even while he was in prison in 1963, on charges of treasonable felony, Awolowo kept thinking of the harm his incarceration would do to Nigeria. The story was not different in the eastern and northern regions, with Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and Sir Ahmadu Bello holding the fort and making giant strides to improve the lives of their people. The coal mines of Enugu, the Groundnut Pyramid, the Jos Tin Mine, and even manufacturing industries were there everywhere. The Lafia Canning Factory in Ibadan, the textile mills in the north, and the various factories in the east. But when the military struck in 1966, the music stopped, and development efforts were put on hold, as it were, and for 13 years until 1979, when the Second Republic took off, it was almost as if the nation was grounded. But when the Second Republic took off, then you had the likes of Chief Bola Ige, Alhaji Lateef Jakonde, Chief Michael Adekunle Ajashin, Professor Ambrose Ali, Chief Bisi Onabanjo, Alhaji Abubakar Rimi, Chief Jim Nwobodo, Chief Sam Mbakwe, and a host of others. Can you forget the Bola Ige schools? Or the calisthenics displays by secondary school students under the Young Pioneers movement? Simply put, the years 1979 to 1983 seem to be a replay of the First Republic of Awolowo, Azikiwe, and Ahmadu Bello, where each of the 19 states competed with themselves and tried to outdo each other with infrastructural development. But when the military truncated this republic on December 31, 1983, it was like a return to the years of the locust of the first incursion of the military into government in Nigeria. And ever since then, from 1999, when the Fourth Republic started, has there been any meaningful development? Has there been any meaningful thing to write about governance and our leaders today? Has any one of them been a great thinker in the mold of Obafemi Awolowo? Have they been forward-looking like Awolowo? Yes, they put on the Obafemi Awolowo style of cap, but have they been the model of Awolowo in style, in deed, and performance? If Awolowo, Azikiwe, and Ahmadu Bello were alive today, will they be proud of these, their prodigal sons and daughters, who have stolen this nation blind? This is the focus on Insight today. Nigeria, from the founding fathers to the prodigal sons and daughters of today, the challenge of nation building and development. Anu?
Thank you so much, Femi, for that intro. It indeed one that sets the tone for the conversation. We have the two gentlemen, our guest on the program, Dikin Olabiola Adejo. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me.
And Mr. Laulu Haboguloko is here. Good morning.
Good morning,
It's
thank you.
good to have you. Dikin, let me start with you. So, from the narrative of Femi, you discovered that perhaps the best of this country is in the past. If these founding fathers were to be alive today, fine, they would have become aged. But what do you think will be running through their mind?
Thank you, Anu. Good morning, viewers at home and listeners. If Awolowo were to be alive today, if Zeke were to be alive today, if Tafawa Balewa were to be alive today, I want to imagine that they will be weeping for this country. But let me remind us that I think we have established there at a particular time that we need to be careful in handling the case of Nigeria, because it's like we said then that it's like a baby, 5-year-old baby that was raped. I think we said this at a time
Yes.
on this program. So what do you expect such a baby to turn out to be? You rape a 5-year-old girl and you're expecting the best out of that child. Make matters worse, you kill the mother, because that's what they did. All those that gave birth to Nigeria, that negotiated the creation of Nigeria, all those that went for one meeting or the other in London, in Ibadan, Lagos, wherever, were either killed or driven out. And people who are by the side that knew next to nothing about the creation of Nigeria mounted the saddle. And you are asking if Awolowo were to be alive today. You are asking me if Zeke were to be alive today. Their dream had been aborted even years before their death. So the case of Nigeria is pathetic.
So whose dream is Nigeria interpreting presently?
I wish I can answer your question. I don't really know. Everybody, okay, again, it's like, I understand Aminu Kano 1979, 78, 79, was asked to describe Nigeria. And he said, Nigeria has no owner. It's like a well-stocked supermarket where anybody can go in, take whatever you fancy, and go out, because it has no owner. As of today, what Aminu Kano said in 1978 is very apt. So the question each and every one of us need to ask ourselves is this: if this were to be your father's house, will you fold your arms?
So what dream are we building on now?
Now, we are going to have a symposium
Yes.
next week, May 9, where we will be asking Nigerians. We will assemble good Nigerians. What I mean by good Nigerians are these: people who actually love this country. There is nothing wrong with the country. You only messed it up. I will repeat, you rape a 5-year-old girl, kill the mother, chase the father away, the uncles you imprison, and you keep doing whatever you want with the girl, and you are still saying this girl is not behaving well. Are you being sincere to yourself? The problem really is this: people who had a dream of building a nation have been killed, have been jailed.
So they've not had the opportunity of...
We cannot even see their dreams. Okay, so you are talking about Awolowo. Can we imagine what dream Awolowo will have had? Those who are close enough to him did certain things in 1979, thereafter to 83. And we could still see some similitude of the dreams of their own father, that is, of Awolowo age.
Yes.
Right? We could still, I mean, which of the governors of today will you compare with Rini, with Mbakwe, with Balare Revusa, who became a governor and was still using this, what they call sleeper's chair in his house? Who, out of all the governors you have today, will you compare with Jakande, who was still riding his personal car,
Even as a governor.
even as a governor, still living in his house? And I want to throw it out. The man is dead, so you can say anything you want to say. Can you point at any grandiose building owned by Jakande? Was there any particular account traced to him or building traced to him in Dubai? We've lost it. We now need to ask ourselves. The bandits have stolen the country. So we have this symposium to ask, what next? Femi, I dare say, to the best of my knowledge, if you get to know that your father's house is leaking, the man is dead, I know.
Yes.
If you get to know your father's house is leaking,
Repair the roof.
you will repair the roof. So why are you not repairing the roof that Awolowo left behind?
Okay, let's come back to Mr. Buguloko. Whose fault? Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, this great name. Was it a case of them not handing over properly? Not because they planned they would go the way they
Not
did.
even the tutelage.
Is it that they had no disciples? What actually went wrong? What killed this dream? How come this dream went with them?
Thank you very much. In fact, I would like to differ a bit from my friend here concerning the dreams of those founding fathers. Awolowo had a dream. He was a Pan-Africanist. He wanted to impart his knowledge, to use his knowledge to develop Nigeria. But some of his colleagues, they had their different plans. Somebody like Zik, when they were planning for the constitution, Zik was talking of a unitary system. Tafawa Balewa was, Ahmadu Bello was talking of confederation, while Awolowo was talking of federalism. So Awolowo had the best for Nigeria. But some of his colleagues, one way or the other, they had their own personal views too on how Nigeria should go. So if Awolowo trained his disciples, he tutored them on how to. His own system was social welfareism.
Welfareism.
Okay, but some other people, somebody like Ahmadu Bello, for example, their own is a conservatism. So they had their own way of the way of governing in the north then, which was a kind of totalitarian something. The north is the north first. It's not the people first. So, and in the east, Zik has his own agenda to take over Nigeria, the domination of Nigeria. Some of his people said is a question of time. So you are asking me whether they didn't hand over properly. In fact, they had problem before the military took over. There was problem in the West. Some people were trying to impose their authority on the West. They declared a state of emergency. So somebody like Awolowo, he was ambushed. He came at the wrong time. The kind of vision he had for Nigeria wasn't exactly what his colleagues had for Nigeria. And unfortunately, they could have managed one way or the other if the military allowed them to continue, because you learn by process. If it's a civilian something, they will have a way of correcting all these anomalies. But the military came over with gun. So even if Awolowo tutored his followers that this is the way to go, with the gun at the point being pointed at them, there's not much they could have done. These people came and they abandoned the vision of the founding fathers, so to speak, and they had their own vision. And one way or the other, a section of the country was able to manipulate his way to the heart of the military, and they were playing their agenda. Everything tends to point to domination. So, and they want to grab power by all means. They were not thinking about the people. They were not thinking about development. They want to lord it over the people. So all these things came up, and that was how the dream was lost.
So now let's come to Dikino Olabi. In that part of the old national anthem, we had this that help us to build a nation where no one is oppressed. How do you interpret that today?
But you've replaced that. You've replaced that
Yes,
with whatever you want.
that-
It's still part of the lost dream. That's the vision that those guys are when they were coming. A nation where no man is oppressed. Right? They agreed that though tribe or tongue may differ, but we can still be brothers. That's what that anthem is saying. And but, like I said, we've lost all those.
And today we've translated it into the labors of our heroes past shall not be in vain,
And a nation where peace
and
justice
justice
will reign.
And what step are you taking to make sure the heroes past were at first identified? Because whose hero are you talking about? Can we talk of the heroes you are thinking about?
You are talking of the founding fathers.
Your hero may not be my hero. Adakaboro, Isaac Adakaboro
Oh,
is a hero to some
yeah,
people,
yes.
still in Nigeria. But I'm certain to some people, you dare not call him a hero. I read an article some times ago when they were marking the anniversary of Oka School.
Yes.
And some people were eulogizing Oka
Gideon Oka, yes.
as if perhaps he's a saint. He saw the future, he knew what to do. That's what they were writing. But I'm sure in some cycle, if you mention Gideon Oka, you are likely going to run into trouble. So, identifying these heroes is the first challenge, because it's when you identify them that you identify what made them hero in the first instance. Right? But you can't, the old anthem had already told you that tribe or tongue may differ,
Brotherhood is
but we can still be brother. Right? Why? Because they are looking for a place where nobody is oppressed, where everybody enjoy his freedom. And they did it by ensuring that you have regional government in place.
where you can develop at your own pace.
The education policy in Western region is clearly different from the education policy in the north. Right? But today, your curriculum is centralized. What you teach in primary 1 in Kano is what you must teach in Katsina, is what you must teach in Calabar, is what you must teach in Ibadan. No. Where do you run a federal system like that? I'm not saying one.
So when we now look back, between the military and the present set, who are these prodigals we are talking about?
Honestly speaking, if I'm to answer your question, the prodigal son is the one that identified his right and went to squander it. And that is you and myself.
Really?
Sincerely. It's not up to anybody to correct anything. It's up to you.
Not even those in power, in position of authority.
You allow them to be there. The prodigal son identified his rights and got it.
But there is a place of trust. You see, there are, today as we speak, there are those that are hiding under the philosophy of Awolowo. They would describe Awolowo as a progressive. And these people are saying, today we are progressives, we are pursuing the dream of Awolowo. And yet all of these are happening.
By their deeds you shall know them. I can come on set like this, and particularly if I'm gifted in talking. My brother here was talking of gift galloping the other day. I can roll out data if only to bamboozle you, and you forget the topic that I'm actually talking about. Eloquence, they call it. But what's my motive? A lot of people that are saying they are old, they are whatever, just cram some statistics. Awolowo was born this, Awolowo was born that. To get to power, once you get there, I mean, you become yourself. Forget about Awu. Forget about Awu. Continue your looting. What's my business with Awu? It's a trick. It's a tool. Awu, the name Awu, have become a tool, a key to open the door to power. It's not as if many of them, I can tell you that by their deeds you will know them. If you believe in Awo, if you know what Awo has done, you will do what Awo will have done if he is confronted with this situation. The prodigal sons is not the idiot.
They are the ones who have taken it.
I mean, you identify that this thing belongs to your father, and what belongs to your father belongs to you, and you want to go for it. So what's wrong with that?
Well, yeah, they have squandered it.
That's a different story, and that's why I am saying let's start.
Mr. Bogo.
You and myself should take up the responsibility of knowing. I asked you a question just now. If you open your WhatsApp this thing there, and they told you that it rained in your house, I mean your father's house, and the bed, the whatever, is almost gone. Yes. The roof is leaking. And I ask you, what will you do?
You fix it.
You fix it. Why are you not fixing Nigeria? Because you don't believe it belongs to you.
I think the next question will be, can an individual fix it? What can an individual do? But before we look at that, Mr. Bogoloko, let me come back to you. Now, the population Awolowo, ruled over, even in this region. If you look at it, it has surged drastically. Could there be that there are some encumbrances presently preventing these leaders who even pretend to be Awolowo's apologists or disciples from interpreting or sustaining his dream?
I would like to quote a Bible passage that says, if the foundation were bad, what could the righteous do? The type of system we are running, even if a saint should come, it will be polluted because the system is bad. You see, my friend was talking about Balarabe Musa. The man was impeached.
Does that belong to them?
Because he did not dance to their
After
tunes.
3 months or whatever.
So even if you want to be righteous, if you want to do the right thing, the system will not allow you. So
there have been cracks.
Yes, because the system that came up that produced these leaders cannot produce. Even if you add, if you want to pretend, just because if you want to pretend, deceive them and get there, and you want to do the right thing, they will not allow you. Because the system that brought you up is the kind of system that is mercantile, so to say. So it is difficult for somebody. Even some people are saying if Awolowo should come to Ikenne to contest this day, he will lose an election because Awolowo will tell you what he will do. And if the bridge in your heart, he will give you money and he will deceive you. What he will not do, he won't tell you he will do it. So how are you going to win? How are you going to win an election?
That was possible at that time, but in Nigeria of today, it seems to be a culture that has come to stay. Awolowo didn't spend money. You must spend money today.
Yes, people were contributing for Awolowo during his time. The party men were contributing, but now the system is. Before you even get there, you have to spend a lot. You have to spend fortune. So how are you going to recoup? Those who borrowed you money so that who lend you money so that you can get there, and you don't want to pay their money.
So Awolowo didn't live like that. Who introduced that culture?
That's where the prodigal song comes in.
Can we trace
the prodigality? I think the exact opposite of prodigality is frugality. Yes, the people came, and unfortunately, or shall I say, fortunately or unfortunately, oil boom came in. There was a lot of money. The people don't know how to spend it, and so they were spending it in a prodigal way, and people lost their value. In those days, when you leave an area 3 months and you now come back with a fleet of cars and you want to celebrate, people won't go to your
because
party.
Of our time,
but now,
I need to come back to the king. The issue of individuality. Now, you threw a question to all Nigerians, but let me throw back this question that is agitating the minds of Nigerians. Someone is listening to this program asking, I wish to effect a change. Can I do it all alone? That's the question. So how do Nigerians go about it?
You are not created. I'm a Christian. And in the Bible says, let us create a man. So you are not created as an individual, and you cannot achieve anything on your own. You must have to network with people. Jesus came, he recruited his disciple because he can't do it alone. Muhammad did not just go about doing whatever. He has his own Jama. He has his own people. I dare tell you that in Nigeria today, a very good majority believe there is something wrong. Very many people are agitated. A very good majority know that we cannot continue this way. The challenge we are actually having is this. Why are you thinking you are the only one?
Is that the reason why this seminar is coming?
That's it.
From
We need-
the founding fathers?
We need to get ourselves to ask that question. No matter how bad, no matter how we got here, if a person in the mode of Awolowo were to be alive today, what will he do? If a person like Tafawa Balewa, Ahmadu Bello were to be alive today, what will he do?
Be forward looking.
If Azikwe were to be, if Mbakwe were to be alive today, what will he do? Can we have a peep into their heart? Can we imagine what they will do and do it if we truly believe in them?
Okay, what's this seminar all about? And how is it going to be?
Okay, the
From
seminar.
the founding fathers to the prodigal daughters, sons and daughters, the challenges.
The challenge is this.
Yes.
We want people to come and tell us what they think Awolowo will have done. And from there, we create a group that will do what Awolowo will have done. If you think this is what Azikwe will have done
Come.
in your area, go ahead and do what you know Azikwe will have done. If you think this is what Ahmadu Bello will do, if he will fold his arms, why not? Fold your arms. If Awolowo will not, okay, my partner here is saying, even in prison, the man was still busy thinking about Nigeria. You are not in prison. Why are you not thinking about the solution to Nigerian problem? And we're not talking of people who just, there is no way Awolowo will partake in this type of what you call democracy. Don't forget that the man was called to come and draft constitution. He said no. Because it's a road to nowhere. Why are we doing, if we truly believe in him, why are we doing what we know? If you are a disciple of Jesus, merely looking at you, those who follow Jesus, merely looking at them, they identify that there is something about Jesus in this man. If you see a typical Muslim today, you may not need to be told that this guy is a Muslim. The way he will dress, the way he will talk, you will know this is a Muslim. If you see Babalawo, there must be something. If you see somebody who believes in Awo, what is Awo in you?
No, the
cap.
cap. They put on the cap today.
And
I've told you by
Talk of
their,
thinking cap.
and I've told you that by their fruit.
You shall know them.
So now that we planted them, what fruit are they giving? Are they giving our cap or our fruit or our speeches?
so
No,
it's
it's
not thinking.
no. I'm not saying this thing, but all I'm saying is that you and I, let us own this country. Let us accept the fact that we are the one that is challenged. Enough of all this WhatsApp thing you guys are doing, lamenting on radio every day. Was Awolowo lamenting on radio? He grouped his people. There are people older than Awolowo during his days. So age is not your problem.
Is this
There are people richer than Awolowo those days. So poverty is not your problem.
Is the symposium open to all?
Symposium is open to everybody. Don't forget,
Give us just a little detail about it. When, where, who
is coming up in UI, University of Ibadan.
where? International Conference Center?
No, University of Ibadan Conference Center. There are two. There is conference center. There is international. We are not international yet. University of Ibadan Conference Center on May 9. And if you are there, we will shock you. The type of people that you are likely going to meet. We are seriously talking to people who we need to know. We will even challenge some people, and you are there. What is happening now? Is that the way? I mean, can you imagine? Femi was describing that they gave him food. They gave him drink during independence.
That's the
Yes.
homegrown school feeding program today. But,
Sorry?
I think that's the
I know you have children. Is your child giving that food?
Not at all.
Why? What entitled him to food that time that doesn't entitle your
That
child?
was why I asked. Perhaps it was the population then.
What is the woman know you?
0916104769. 0916104768. 0811052647. 0811052647. 0902280927. 0902280927. At Independence, we had great expectations, but they have been dashed.
What is the woman know
What
you?
next?
Hello, good morning. Thank you.
I am Steve Dondele.
Mr. Stephen Oyedele. All right, welcome.
Father weep, mother weep. The future is not good. It was not good. Why? Because we see something right, we say it wrong. I don't know what is a symbol. It was a symbol of everything. You know, he could not, but to tell the truth. He's telling truth, preventing from what brought him to what he was at that time. But I want to tell you, the people that he left behind, they just take his resemblance. We cannot say anything. But I don't know what it can be described as a changer of future. But the people that left behind, they are a changer of destiny. That's my point today. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen Oyedele. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, thank you.
Samson Akitayo.
Okay, Samson Akitayo, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to appreciate the guests you have. This program has been bringing people who understand the problem we have in this country. And without knowing the problem, there can never be a solution. And solutions have been provided in these programs like this. We said we have raised prodigal sons, and that is why we keep having the good things. And it is until we go back to the system. You see, the prodigality has extended to almost everybody in the name of wanting to survive. That's why I ask questions sometimes that if we erase all the leaders we have now, who are the next set of leaders we want to have? Because everybody seems to have corrupt. Like corruption is breeded in us. Honestly, that's how I see this nation. And it is until every one of us go back to the system, refurbish the system, and that is I'm waiting to hear the time.
Okay, the time will be given to you. Don't worry. Hello, good morning. Olusegun Tawole, thank you so much for your time. Welcome.
Thank God for my performance by this time around. And thank God for this kind of symposium that's coming up next week. As Dr. already said, please grant what you can. Good morning.
Okay.
All right, we'll give you the time. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you, my old friend?
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless Nadia for giving us the opportunity to hear and to interact. Sir, our problem is capital corruption, lack of the trust, corruption that is very big. This morning, Larry Ago was discussing about Kajit Dam. Kajit Dam alone can supply this country with the amount of electricity. I did a survey of that area. I was even in Toki Island, in that place. Wow, look, and we steal money. We borrow money, we steal it and take it back to the international community. And they are using our resources to run their economy. And nobody. And we are killing our debt. And they're not talking about it. As at last week, I was talking of the fact that we have 44 mineral resources in this place, in this land, Nigeria. There's no resources that does not exist in this country. Name it, even human resources. We have thunder away with it.
All right.
And, I know.
Okay, Mr. Fred.
To have to live in this. Well, you don't know. You're happy with yourself in this moment.
Thank you.
Look at today.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Fred.
Thank you. God bless us.
Thank you, sir.
Amen. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you.
This is actually.
Mr. Anthony, welcome.
I realized particular point in time, when they realize that a particular system cannot do it, and that's the best in them to develop, bring out the best in them. So they decided to ask for peaceful separation or change of that system. As many of them that peacefully in that particular system, maybe by separation or by change of the system, lead them developing. It's all about mentality. What we need is regional mentality in this country, not the so-called national or central mentality, if I can put it in that way, as a layman. It can't work. The way God has distributed or created this entity called Nigeria is to run it regionally. Let the sector not prepare just to do some little role. Without that, we are going nowhere.
All right.
Resources, you can't 100 types of natural resources scattered within those regions. If you don't create regional mentality and tell everyone coming from that region, oh yeah, go ahead. You own this place. Make it the best. Tell every region have that mentality. I'm telling you, you will see how this country will develop.
All right.
Thank you.
Without it, nothing will be achievable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony, for your time on the program. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you.
I didn't go on the line from my home.
You're welcome, Ajanoku.
My first question to you is, who were the British that trained Nigeria, that colonized Nigerians? Are you sure they are not the Inos group that came in here? In your preamble in the morning, you asked the question that is it every country that the citizens behave the way we behave? The densely populated Nigeria, if I look at it critically, you see that it's full of reasonable Nigerians. Some time ago, I think I was on this program and complained bitterly about our attitude. Like Anthony has just said, in Senegal, they inflated the price of rice. Within the next 2 hours, the citizens responded. They blocked the presidency, blocked the president, not able to move. Within a short period, he reversed that increase. He brought the price back. Now, I want to ask you a question. When Yaya Bello was to be arrested last week, somebody else added that he shouldn't be arrested. And he went away. Aren't you saying Nigerians coming out to protest against that arrest? The money given to him to take care of the citizenry. He wasn't deposited the money for himself. Yet Nigerians are protecting such a fellow. How do you think we're going to live in peace in Nigeria? That's you know, they have
Thank you.
questions, big questions. You don't have the matter of coming on that to break laws. But what is the solution? What is the way forward?
All right. Thank you so much, Ajanoku from Akpomo. Hello, good morning.
I'm Private Shitu from Ijebu in Ogun State.
Primate, welcome.
Please, on the seminar issue, because our time is fast spent, I want this discomfort of people that want to educate us in that area to deal with the giants I met as I was consulting with special Nigerians. They told me that do I really believe any new Nigeria can be possible? Number one, that the politicians today have designed Nigerians to be poor, so that anytime they come, Nigerians will buy their product. And now, while Nigerians are buying those products, they will demand impossibilities from these politicians on that campaign. And those impossibilities, the politicians will pay back. Then when they want to leave office, almost at their tail end, they will say they will pay you 70,000 as minimum wage. Let them put it among their discourse on that day.
All right. Thank you. I think
Before
we can
that's
pick
about the
more
last
calls.
call we can take. Dickin, can you now tell the whole world where, when, and the modalities for this symposium coming up next week?
The modality is simple. The symposium is coming up May 9, which is a Thursday.
Thursday, May 9.
We are going to be having representatives of, we are going to be having Ohanese Ndigo, Afenifere, Arewa, the Hausa community. There is a group in the northwest. They are pure Hausas. The southern Kaduna. So it's like an ethnic nationality conference, right? So everybody will be there. That's why I said we will shock you, the type of people we are bringing, because we actually want a rebirth for this country. We want the ethnic groups that gathered in the Ibadan 1950 to 1951 to come back and say this is the type of Nigeria they want. And that is what we are praying we'll be able to achieve.
The time.
The time is 10 a.m. on Thursday, May 9, Conference Center, right?
Not
But
international place.
not international place, Conference Center, University of Ibadan. But it will be good. That's why we said you can group yourself, set a group for yourself, right? That time. It will be good if we can have the list, because that place can only take so much people, so that we won't disappoint you. We are saying it on air now. The place will be jam-packed. So if you come and register, you can easily get in touch with Femi Makpaderu or Anu Oluwapo Moride.
You are saying the conference center by the University Bookshop.
Yes.
to Aberdeen.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it properly.
That's the place. Okay, let's give this person just 30 seconds. Hello, who is here?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Bayo, welcome.
Thank you. Well, just to, I don't have time to complain or to be talking. Our daddy in the house have said it all. But please, I want you to help me clarify something, because I had a program yesterday. Right. I want my daddy in here to clear it. Please, what's the difference between progressive and socialist? Now, if you see it now, you see the people.
But it sounds like that.
Progressive and
Difference between
socialist.
progressive and socialist.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Bayo. Bayo, we may not be able to take all of that on this program, but maybe subsequently in our subsequent programs we will touch on that. Femi, I think it's just the best
It's just the best time
to call it a wrap on the program
day.
today.
Yes.
About being informed that a symposium will be coming up on the 9th of May. And of course, it boils down to all of these things we've been talking about. You can be part of the program. Hi, I'm Oluwapo Omoride. May the Nigeria of our dream happen in our lifetime. Amen. Thank you so much.
From the founding fathers to the prodigal sons and daughters, the challenges of nation building. What next? At independence, we had great expectations, but we've had dashed hopes. What next? When you come round to the conference center on Thursday night, you'll perhaps get the answers. My name is Adefemi Makpaderu. We want to thank our panelists, Dikin Owolabi, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you for having
We
me.
thank our backroom staff for doing a very wonderful job this morning. And we'll see all of you next week, God willing. Do have a pleasant day and stay blessed.